I know that musicians feed off of the energy in the room when they're performing, the crowd, and you know, everybody's mood that night, the band, whatever. Say like for that time that you brought in the horn section, or another time where someone might have been added that wasn't their last performance, does it bring some sort of different energy? Does it feel different? You know what I mean?
No, totally. It feels different. Adding that horn section is kind of the big one. You know, the last time we did it was album release party, which was early May, May 6th, I believe. And you know, a lot of the songs that we write, every song on our last record had full horn sections, and so to be able to perform them that way. With the actual horn lines as opposed to kind of, you know, transposing keyboard parts and things like that.
Yeah.
It's so much better and just really is able to translate what we recorded into the live performance, you know, so I really like that.
So they were used on Rust, they were used for the recording of that?
Yes, and the person that played with us, played tenor sax, alto sax with us at the release party is the one of the horn arrangers for the original record. So arranged some of the songs and also performed on some of the songs.
Fell right into place on stage, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But you're still performing as a duo occasionally. You're still doing acoustic sets.
Yeah, I just, you know, it kind of flip-flopped that now it's the exception rather than the rule, right? So normally we're in a full band environment. And occasionally we'll do an acoustic show.
Yeah.
Which actually I've grown to appreciate it more now that we don't do it quite as often, because you know there is a nakedness to it, you know, so it's pretty cool.
Sure.
But yeah, so I would say it's probably 25% of the time we're doing acoustic shows.
Yeah, I had seen your upcoming show schedule, and I saw, you know, a couple, 2, 3 acoustic nights in there, but. So the rest is with a full band.
Absolutely.
And that's with the brass section and everything?
Not necessarily the brass section.
Sometimes,
but most times not, yeah.
Okay. And speaking about your show lineup, I've seen many show announcements for Homa, but you're also getting to places like Mandeville, Golden Meadow, Baton Rouge, Thibodaux, New Orleans, and also appearances on YouTube channels. Are there any out-of-state appearances right now?
Currently, I don't think we have anything on the books that's outside of Louisiana. The places you named are kind of our real circle that we're maintaining right now. You know, sure. I would say Homa is sort of like home base for us,
right?
Where our largest following is. Lafayette probably right behind that, and you know, we generally stay particularly in that area.
How did you enjoy New Orleans? You went to, I saw 2 in the past probably year. Holland Wolf and the Tasting Room.
Yeah, no, I liked it. Tasting Room, we do an acoustic show there, so that's pretty cool. You know, it's we have a handful of songs that we play at every acoustic show, but a lot of times that turns into like a request thing. You know, it's like, can you play this? Can you play that? So that's fun. Gives us a chance to be a little more versatile and play songs we typically wouldn't play in a full band environment. Howlin' Wolf was awesome, man. I hadn't played there since like 2005, 2006, and my first time back there in years, even seeing the place. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty cool. I mean, I remember playing the Howlin' Wolf when it was where the Republic is now.
Yeah.
You know, across the street, right?
That's right.
But no, it was cool. Real cool environment. We played in the Den, which is kind of the small room there, intimate setting. It was awesome, man. I really, really dug it.
I've always enjoyed the crowd there. It's just unto its own.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure. And
they've
got their own kind of, you know, scene that goes there and kind of hangs out and just watches whatever's there. So I think that's cool.
Yeah. So I guess I wanted to move on to, I guess your online presence, your presence with the fans, not so much one-on-one, but as much as online allows us to be. All these appearances are obviously gaining new fans and followers online, and that's growing for you. I think you have over 2,000 right now, like on Facebook, say. Is it hard to maintain a personal rapport as your fan base is growing, as your career is progressing? Do you find it, because I mean, some people feel pressured to put content like I have to have a post today or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Or I've got 50 comments and I haven't paid attention to one. Is it hard for you, or do you find it? Does it come naturally? Is it still at a pace that you feel comfortable with?
Yeah, no, I think it's manageable now. I mean, I have the the label manages my Deanna, my manager. She manages the social media. So the post, most of that stuff, you know, we do it collaboratively as far as the content that's being posted. But I'm engaged in it every day. So you know, I try to reply back to people as soon as they post. I mean, we've got, I don't know, 10,000 or so followers on Instagram, and so, you know, sometimes I can get kind of out of hand.
Sure.
But I watch it every day. So if I see something and somebody's commenting on something, you know, I try to make sure I send a personal reply back and things like that. So it's manageable at this point. You know, the people that have these crazy millions of followers, I don't know how they do it. I mean, obviously they've got teams of people, but
they probably have a team behind them.
Yeah,
you know.
But I mean, we're at the point now where it's still personal. So whenever you're sending a message or replying or commenting on something, it's me you're talking to, right?
Sure. I also saw that you do, sometimes you'll sit down in front of the camera and just kind of play the guitar and sing a little bit, and I think that helps a lot too. That's intimate, that's personal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's just to create, you know, you want it to be your social media. I think it's cooler when it's personal and when people can see you in sort of a stripped down type of atmosphere, something that they typically wouldn't see if they saw me live, right?
Definitely.
So I think that's cool, and so I don't do those as often as I'd like, but you know, Jerry and I, man, for like in 2020, we did like 30. We did this thing, it was called Today's Episodes of Last Night's Shenanigans, and we for 30 straight days in the month of April. I think it's 2020, right?
Yeah,
2020?
yeah, right after the pandemic.
We did.
Or during the pandemic.
We recorded a song like that every day for 30 days, and it was like full request. So we recorded one, and it's like, what do you want to hear next? And we'd read the comments, and then we record another. We did it every day.
We did it remotely also, so it wasn't just a live thing. It was multi-track.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So
That's cool.
And sometimes it was full band. I'd play every instrument, send it to him. He would video himself on his iPhone, send me the tracks. I would make an actual video, multi-track it.
That's
we
a
did
lot.
It every day.
Yeah. When it was over, I was like, thank God that's it.
Yeah.
And initially, we're like, 14 days to flatten the curve. Let's just do a video every day. It's helping people, it's giving them something to do.
Yeah.
And we got to a month, I was like, what the hell? It's just going to continue, and then we had to stop. I did 41 videos in 30 days.
Yeah, it was
for you, man.
It was wild.
And you know what's funny? I mean, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but sometimes in the beginning, when I set a goal for myself, a lot of factors are arbitrary. Like, I don't have any metric to base it off of. I'm like, you know what? I think I could do 200. And then I'm not going to stop until I do 200, even if every knuckle is bloody. Like, I have to,
But when we did that, we had a conversation at some point, because at first we were just doing it 7 or 8 or 9 days in a row. And at some point we got on the phone. I was like, okay, we're going to establish an ending point to this, or is this going to keep going? It's like, how about 30 days? I'm like, yep, that's good with me, 30 days. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's a noble effort, because I feel your pain as far as editing goes.
Yeah, there's many nights where 1 o'clock in the morning, we're talking to each other, and it's...
Get home in the afternoon, it's like, oh, man, we got to do a song again.
Got to.
Yeah.
Got to.
Got to.
Yeah, I was 4 or 5 songs ahead. And we had collaborative things where I was using different musicians. So people are sending me tracks to click, and it was all done on iPhones.
Yeah.
There was no...
But that's fantastic too, that you were able to kind of, I guess, muster gather a few people that were supportive enough to, keep that pace with you, because it's kind of hectic. I'm sure you weren't giving them much notice, and it's all remote. And,
It was really cool, and it really was, I think, the genesis of us starting to record music together, as far as the Russ record and all of this stuff, because it was, before that, sporadically we'd have stuff online, but when we started that, everybody was like, yo, you guys need to write a record, y'all need to put out a record, y'all need to go play somewhere, like all that. So that was really sort of what kind of sparked it all.
That's awesome. Inspiration and acumen, man. You pick that up when you're under pressure, even if you put the rules on yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you learn a lot in the process. I think that's really cool.